So let's get started. The first thing I would love to have in the upcoming GTA 6 game is the physics engine, just like the GTA 4. It was called Euphoria Engine. It was amazing. Back then when it came out, it was actually a groundbreaking thing. It had a lot of elements to it. Like it increased the immersiveness into the game with the ragdoll physics. I remember one of the situations where we used to get drunk with our brother coming out of the bar. You felt like falling around and everything. If there's staircase in front of you, you'll fall according to that. So that was amazing. Little touches of the things because of that physics engine. I think that thing was also missing in the last game, GTA 5. So I really hope we get something as good as Euphoria engine in GTA 6 rather than just getting the normal pre-animated things. And one more thing I would like to add to this engine, the driving. The driving in GTA 4 felt way more realistic compared to GTA 5. I mean, personally, I felt like it's more realistic, even though a lot of people complained it felt like very hard to control. But personally, I loved it. And the damage engine was amazing. The cars damaged very realistically. And there are a lot of fun things we used to do in GTA 4. So even if you push an NPC off a stairs, they stumble according to the thing, and it was so funny and hilarious at the same time. So I really hope we get something like that in GTA 6. So what do you think? Do you think are we going to get something like GTA 5 or GTA 4 in the GTA 6?
Yeah, man, I absolutely agree with the physics part. The Euphoria engine that you mentioned, yeah, so it does a lot of things on the fly, the physics calculation and everything. So, which is why you would see those dynamic animations based on the angle that you push the NPC towards, punch someone in the face, they would fall exactly in the way that they would fall in real life. And that physics extended to the driving as well. Maneuvering around the corners required you to be very precise. You needed to brake. You couldn't just step on the pedal and keep going like those arcade racers. So, which actually helped me a lot in the multiplayer version of GTA 4 because most people would just put you know, their foot on the pedal and just keep driving and crashing everywhere because they were so used to driving that way from the previous games. And I won a shitload of races in GTA 4 online because of this very reason, because I used to drive very carefully because the cars had a lot of meat and weight to them, as you said. And yeah, like it felt really good driving those cars. Every car you could feel had a different, slightly different way of driving and maneuvering around corners, as I said. So, and I used to drive those supercars and those high-speed bikes a lot and purposefully crash around corners just to see Nico fly across the screen.
Hmm.
And the way he used to screech or scream very hard after being thrown
Yes.
off the bike and thrown out of the windshield of the car. I mean, I used to laugh my ass off.
Same,
So,
same.
yeah, fun times. There are a shitload of videos on YouTube for this very purpose. You see a lot of people attempting stunt jumps and just to see Nico fly off the screen and see how far he can
Hmm.
get thrown across. It was pretty fun. It was almost like Saints Row in a way, where you could just,
Hmm.
go crazy with the physics.
Right.
So yeah, I am not sure Rockstar would bring this back in GTA 6, but yeah, my fingers are crossed just like yours.
So the next point I would love to add to the things we would love to have in GTA 6 is the dark and personal gritty story like GTA 4. I know all the older games, games even had good story, but if we'll compare to the last game, GTA 5, I felt the GTA's 4 story was amazing. So the best part about the story was the character of arc of Nico Bellic. Usually people always talk about fresh off the boat character, and GTA 4's Nico Bellic is actually a fresh off the boat character. You come to a new city, Liberty City, which is based off on of course USA's New York. So yeah, you start as Nico Bellic. The story felt very personal from the start itself, and the whole character's arc felt way more realistic than any other stories we have seen recently. So there was this thing like Nico Bellic was the only GTA character which I felt personally did not go after money or fame or something like power. He always wanted peace. You can feel in his dialogues and in his personal story, like he comes out of a war and he's very depressed because of that. He's having PTSD. You also get those nightmares. So he wants peace. So this is why this character is very much interesting and has very much depth to it. Unlike GTA 5, characters felt very shallow, in my opinion. So rather than having three characters which take away which are very shallow, we can have very interesting character like Nico. And I also remember one of the things from GTA 4. There's this dialogue between Nico and Kate McCreary, who's Packy's sister. So he's talking about some bad incident. So it's very interesting. There are so many dialogues from that game you can remember. And one more thing I would love to add to this point is how much the characters and every part of the story was memorable of GTA 4. Even after almost 20 years, I can still recall so many great characters we had in GTA 4. But if you'll ask me for GTA 5, I would remember because I played game so many times, but I don't feel personally connected to any of the characters.
Yeah, agreed with all of your points right there. GTA 5's story took a turn for the worse. It's probably the weakest story among the GTA series, in my opinion. I would prefer even GTA 3's story, even though the character was mute, the protagonist, Claude, was mute.
Mm.
It was still better than whatever this GTA 5 was made with. GTA 5 is more like a Michael Bay action movie rather than anything. It's barely a video game. It's a action
Mm.
movie disguised as a video game. Yeah, they didn't really care much about the story in GTA 5. It looked that way, at least to me. I played it 3 times, but I just couldn't get into the story, man. It started very well, but once they switched over from Franklin was the only sort of interesting part of the story. The other two
Mm.
guys weren't really my cup of tea. Coming back to GTA 4, yeah, the story is probably the peak of GTA writing, and yeah, so they kind of showed how New York has become. It has become pretty dark, and yeah, the vibe I got from Liberty City was miserable. I mean, the
Mm.
Nico was miserable throughout the game because of his trauma
Yes.
and everything. We'll talk about the characters in some time, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, agreed about the story part. They haven't replicated that since GTA 4. Yeah, and even going back as far as Vice City, I mean, I know it was created in pretty much an year or something, and it was rushed out at the end. But it had a coherent story, right? And you had a single
Mm.
protagonist, and it was good modular story inside of it. You had a guy who spent 15 years in jail for his
Mm.
mafia buddy, and that guy
Yes.
ends up stabbing him in the back anyways, and he sets him loose in Vice City, and that guy starts to recover his money for him after a deal gone wrong, and classic Miami Vice 80s vibes and everything. That game was perfect, and even if you consider San Andreas, it had a full coherent story. Like you were with Carl Johnson throughout his journey, and his
Yes.
camaraderie with the three Grove Street guys, and before being betrayed by Tenpenny and Smoke and Ryder, and
Mm.
yeah, there was a bit of character development there too, right? So, but yeah, way better than what GTA 5 did. There was not much character development besides a few Michael moments in the middle. I didn't find
Mm.
anything, but yeah, I'm hoping GTA 6 kind of improves upon that. Lucia and Jason. I hope they have
Mm.
like some sort of ups and downs, the journey of a character
Mm.
from one way to another. Something
Yes.
like that. I just don't want them
Mm.
to pander to the TikTok and Insta generation, the
Mm.
brain rot people, and just
Right.
just pack another Michael Bay action movie with GTA
Mm.
5 reprised or something. I do not want that because, as I said before, this is probably the last GTA 6, GTA, sorry, in our lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Considering
There
their
is a
develop,
probability.
yeah, considering their development life cycle, I don't think we are seeing GTA 7 in our lifetimes at least. So yeah, another very important aspect that I want to have in GTA 6, or rather return in GTA 6, is having meaningful and memorable characters. We
Mhm.
did not get those in 5. I'm sorry, but Franklin maybe, but nothing besides him. Even though Franklin and Lamar did have a lot of memes behind them, but yeah. The point being, going back as to White City, I mean, Tommy Vercetti is immortal across generation. Even Gen Z knows about him, even though they were not born
Mhm.
when the game was made. And even Gen Z people have played Vice City thanks to the definitive edition and the mobile versions and whatever. They know who he is. And for millennials and boomers like us, everyone knows. Everyone who has ever held a controller or a keyboard mouse in their hand for a game knows who Tommy Vercetti
Mhm.
is. And it also helps that he was voiced by Ray Liotta, so all boomers know him from his movies.
Yeah.
So, so he's immortalized forever. And going and taking a step ahead, San Andreas had Carl Johnson, Big Smoke, Sweet, Tenpenny. So these characters were like the epitome of GTA characters, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Because even those who have never played a GTA game know about the Carl Johnson and Big Smoke memes. There are billions of
Yes.
them. Ah, shit, here we
Mhm.
go again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and Big Smoke's order, two number nines, a number nine large, extra dip, 245s, and a large soda. I probably missed a couple, but yeah. And there are like
Yeah.
100 remixes of his order on YouTube. There are people who have even calculated the calories in his order.
Oh my God, crazy. And there's one
Yeah.
more, that train chase mission from San Andreas.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
so whenever
crazy.
I've gone to Comic Cons, as when I
Mm.
cosplay around in Comic Cons, I have seen
Yeah.
cosplayers come as I have people cosplaying as CJ and Ryder and Big Smoke. You just need a green shirt and some glasses, right, for a Big
Yeah.
Smoke with a baseball bat. I've
Mm.
actually posed with a few Big Smokes in my lifetime at Comic Cons. I've seen people shout about the damn train,
Mm.
having fun. So, and these guys were Gen Zs. So they weren't even born when this game was around, or maybe just born, and they know
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, you are not going to find anyone cosplaying as Trevor or Michael or Franklin.
No,
Nico
very
maybe,
true.
it's pretty easy, but yeah. Yes, and again, coming back to your favorite character, Mr. Nico Bellic, that guy is like the journey which they have shown in GTA 4 about his trauma, post-war trauma, and his right from the first scene where he entered USA, you could see the disappointment on his face,
Mm.
partly
Mm.
because his brother Roman promised him the world, and
Yeah.
and all he showed them was
American Dream.
yeah, the American dream, and all he showed him was some cockroaches in his apartment. Yeah, right from there to meeting the most scum of the earth people in New York or Liberty City, he kept besides a few exceptions like Jacob and everything. So you could see that he was struggling with himself to keep himself sane, and things weren't any better in New York or
Mm.
Liberty City. I keep saying New York. So and yeah, and the choices he was forced to make, like spare someone or execute someone, and when he finally confronts his demons, and he finally
Mm.
confronts the man who betrayed him during the war, and then
Mm.
he had to choose whether to spare him or execute him. I have a little head canon in my
Mm.
head that whenever Nico spared someone, he was actually moving on from his trauma. He was showing some sort
Mm.
of character development and moving in a positive direction rather than
Yes.
submitting to the bloodshed that he was so accustomed to during his wartime.
Mm.
So we need compelling characters like this in GTA. We do not need another dumbass Trevor or the other characters. I'm guessing they could expand on a character like Franklin, but knowing Lucy and Jason, I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, let's have some more compelling characters in GTA 6 Rockstar. So yeah, what do you think?
Another thing I would love to have in GTA 6 is the immersive feeling of small details in GTA 4 we had, which made it super immersive. Like, imagine you can pick any random stuff on the ground and you can throw at NPCs. It's very funny and hilarious thing to do. I remember picking up random hot dog on the street and throwing on the guy who used to sell hot dogs. It was very fun to do, this thing. And another thing I would love to have is some dating apps like Lovemeet.com we had in GTA 4, where you can get a girlfriend, you can hang out with her. And then the best part was like certain girlfriends had certain preferences. So there's this, I remember dating this girl who would always love to go to expensive places in the game. So there was very small details about the GTA 4 which made it outstand, if you would ask me. And also, not only girlfriends, hanging out with friends also made sense. When you go out with Roman, he would always love to go for bowling, getting his call during the very serious mission, and he's calling you for going out to play bowling. It was so much fun. So it made the game super immersive. And yeah, it did felt like it made you manage Nico's life in the game itself. So yeah, that was amazing. And there was one more detail which was really good. You could enter the hospitals in GTA 4. None of the GTA games had that thing. So if you enter the hospital, you'll see there are patients around the hospital. Somebody's coughing, somebody's leg is broken. There was very small details which are added into the game. So yeah, the immersiveness of GTA 4. I hope we get that back in GTA 6.
So you talked about the immersive environments, right? So I have my 2 cents to add to it as well, right? So you talked a lot about GTA 4. Let me talk about the other two GTS. Since GTA 6 is back to Vice City, I really want the original environment of Vice City, which is Florida, Miami, which they are calling it Leonidas, I guess, to
Mm-hmm.
come back. I know they cannot recreate the exact same Vice City right now because that was the 80s, and I'm sure this one is based on the 2010s or 2020s, I guess, because they began development in what, 2015 or something, 2016. So I'm guessing it's the 2000s or 2010s, right? So you cannot expect the same Vice City to come back. But at least I would like the same vibe, the beach, the palm trees, the neon lights, you know, things that made it iconic. I just want them back without changing too much into it. Of course, they have to modernize it for the 2010 since there's like a 3 decade gap. But yeah, I just want the vibe of Vice City back, man. And regarding San Andreas, we all know about its environment, right? I mean, we know the map without actually looking at the map right now. So the iconic Grove Street areas, Las
Mm-hmm.
Venturas, Los Santos, San Fierro. I mean, you could
Mm-hmm.
just name the area and you would get the
Yes,
map in your head. So
very true.
yeah, but GTA 5, I do not really remember much about Los Santos. I mean, sure, there are some areas which like Mount Chiliad and everything, but which are iconic, but that was mainly due to San Andreas and not 5.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just want environments that would stick in your head even a decade later. I don't know if Rockstar is really capable of that right now, but I have my fingers crossed about this. And coming back to GTA 4, right? The thing that sets GTA 4 apart from the other thing was that I feel it was a commentary on the American dream or the lack of it rather. I mean, Nico comes there thinking of the American dream, right? But in the in the first few missions itself, you see that that dream doesn't really exist, and that's true in reality, right? We now
Hmm.
know that the American dream does not exist. That's just an advertisement sold to people. The actual reality is pretty dark, right? You could see, even if you could just research about New York, and you would see that Liberty City is an accurate representation, right? They
Yes.
even gave it a lighter, darker rather, dark grayish,
Mm.
muted tone color in the game,
Yeah.
right? To show the miserable condition of the city, right? I mean, sure,
Yes.
you have tall skyscrapers, but you also have homeless people and you have crime in the streets and you have people pooping in subways, right? So, and GTA has always been about this, right? If you paid attention from Vice City onwards, it was always a commentary on real world. They poke fun at real life politicians, they poke fun at other game studios and capitalism in general. They have always been the at the forefront of this. If you pay attention to all radio advertisements, posters in the game and Easter eggs in the game, you would find certain shots being taken at politicians and game studios and capitalism.
Mm.
So I just want that trend to continue in GTA 6. I don't want them to abandon this trend. This is their essence. Another thing that I really want in GTA 6 to come back is friendships that actually matter, organic friendships. I mean, everyone who has played in GTA knows about, you know, the camaraderie between Tommy and Lance, apart from the final mission. Spoilers. Between Tommy Vercetti and Lance Vance. And, in San Andreas, you had Carl and Caesar, and Carl and his brother Sweet. And in the initial phases, you had Carl and Ryder as well. We did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
missions together. They did that.
Yes.
So I just kind of want that to come back. And as you said, companion hangouts. In GTA 4, my favorite companion was Jacob and Dwayne. So I loved hanging out with them. And Jacob had a really, really cool accent,
Yeah. Jamaican.
The Jamaican
Yeah.
West Indies accent. And yeah, I really connected with Dwayne also because Dwayne was also depressed like Nico in a sense that
Mm.
his own student figure like Playboy X kind of betrayed him when he came back from prison. He put a hit on him, as you already know. So yeah, and I love that they had their own preferences. Like someone like Roman, as you said, preferred cheap joints, and in San Andreas you had a lot of romance options where a certain girlfriend would prefer drinking and a certain girlfriend would prefer burger joints or whatever. Yeah, I kind of want that to come back. I know in GTA 6 you could hang out with Jimmy as Michael and you could hang out with those three protagonists could hang out with each other, but nothing really connected with me. I know this sounds like a GTA 5 criticism video, but
Yeah.
um, it's
I have
not.
a,
It's
I have a
it.
question from you.
Yeah.
Did you ever use the Hangout system in GTA 5? Personally, I did not, so that's why I'm asking.
I did. I exhausted every single Hangout dialogue from everyone. I cannot even remember Michael's wife right now, but I hung out with Michael with his wife, and
Hmm?
yeah, they kind of when they got drunk, they used to fight with each other, and they used to talk about his wife's stripping days. She was a stripper, right? So,
Right.
and Jimmy as well, and as
Hmm.
Franklin, I used to hang out with Michael and Trevor. And they all three of them could hang out with each other. There was a trophy where you had to hang out and get a 5-star wanted level or a 3-star, I think.
Okay.
So you had to
Yeah.
escape a 3 or 4-star wanted level with those three hanging out.
Hmm.
Yeah, so but yeah, nothing really connected. Maybe we are just nostalgic for old games, but yeah, it's collective consensus at this point that GTA 5 did not connect in the way that the
It was
other three
supposed to.
GTAs did. So another thing that I want GTA 6 to have is radio stations, obviously. GTA is synonymous with good songs and good radio stations. And I want the Return to Vice City to be the same as the old one, or at least match it, because I think Vice City had the best radio out of any video game ever. But maybe that's because I was just 14 or 15 years old at the time, and I was introduced to 80s and 90s music by Vice City. I mean, I knew about Michael Jackson, but I didn't know about the other artists that were used, like Pointer Sisters and Foreigner. In case you don't know, Pointer Sisters is the one who sang the song Automatic that was played in the Malibu Club. And they also have a song called Hot, 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 which is used by GTA 6 trailer, the second one.
Hmm.
So I am pretty upbeat about the radio stations in GTA 6 since they have used two songs from the 80s and 90s in the two trailers that they have shown us.
Yeah.
So at least they are on the right track, or at least have a one pop channel that has all the songs from 80s and 90s, and another pop channel from the 2000s since it is set in the 2000s and 2010s. So, and of course they will have some rap channel and the rap classics channel like they had in GTA 5. The rap classics will have Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and I really want Eminem to debut in GTA. Has Eminem ever come back in GTA? I don't think that he has a single
No,
song
I
in
don't think
GTA.
so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's high time and it's probably the last chance. If this is the final GTA, I hope they get at least one song from Eminem or his earlier rap groups. But that would be an expensive buy because it's Eminem.
Yeah.
But if anyone can
Hmm.
afford it, it's Rockstar.
Yeah.
And I really, really want the talk shows, VCPR and K-Chat.
Yeah, I do agree about all the music and the radio stations. and I hope we get good music in GTA 6. I'm hopeful. Rockstar is always good with song choices. And one more thing which was amazing about the older GTA games compared to GTA 5 was the theme music. I still remember the Soviet connection. It was in GTA 4. It was so amazing. I just have to think about it and I can remember the music. Same goes for GTA San Andreas intro music. So if you'll ask me if I can still remember the GTA 5 music, I'm not sure about that. So I hope we also get intro theme song for GTA 6. So I think these were all the good things we would love to have in GTA 6. And now I would like to move on to some negative things, like things we won't want in the GTA 6. So for me, the first point will be the over using of online gameplay, like the GTA 5, GTA Online we had, like it's still on. Everyone's still playing it a lot. I know people love it, but I felt it's too much at this point of time. They released it on every platform, and because of GTA Online thing, they also cancelled all the DLCs that were supposed to come out for GTA 5. So it makes me extremely sad because there were so many characters which had potential to shine in the DLCs which I was hoping for. And it also makes me sad we had so many good DLCs made by Rockstar back in the day. I remember Rockstar made one of the best DLC games ever made, that was Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. I still play it. It's a very nicely made story. It's like what if saga from a very serious game, Red Dead Redemption. Secondly, they also made great DLCs for GTA 4. Again, one of my most favorite DLCs, Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost and Damned. All the characters are still memorable. And yeah, I'm hoping they do character justice to the characters, and also hopefully we'll get few DLCs down the road to satisfy our appetite for more GTA stuff.
Yeah, man, at this point it's a far cry. It's a stretch to expect Rockstar to release DLCs. I don't think they will ever do it anymore. But yeah, miracles do happen. If there's enough backlash for it, maybe they would. The only way DLCs can happen, in my opinion, is because not enough people join GTA 6 online. But you and I both know that the servers will pretty much crash at launch because of the demand, like they did with 5. And yeah, all the whales who want microtransactions and shark cards are going to flood GTA 6 online. Yeah, I'm not being negative, it's just history, man. Money drives things. So I am hoping for DLCs, but at this point, it's a fast stretch. Let's hope they actually make some good DLCs if they still have the capacity to. And what I don't want in GTA 6, as as an extension to what you said, is too much focus on online and maybe get some DLCs out the door, as you said. But also, even with the online stuff, I don't really want those stupid fucking flying bikes that they had in GTA Online, where
Yeah,
every 12-year-old with a microphone would use it and just make life miserable for other people who are just trying to play in a public lobby, you know.
yeah,
And the other thing which I hated was the missions, which were actually just grind fest, where you worked all day and got shitty payouts and to buy cars that you couldn't even afford after playing for like hours and hours. You pretty much had to spam heists just to buy a car, and by that time, I used to get so burnt out that I didn't even care about the car anymore. I just wanted to
yeah,
buy cars and play races, man, but they just kind of screwed the online community so bad. They keep jacking up the prices for the in-game cars, and because they want to sell you shark cards, of course. But it
yeah,
was pretty scummy. GTA Online in 2013 and 14 was the honeymoon period.
yeah.
I don't think it's ever coming back, but let's hope it does, at least for a couple of years. By that time, I can get bored and they can just move on to their shitty shark card microtransaction crap.
And one more thing I would GTA 6 to not have is the out of place inclusion in the game. I know it's a very controversial topic, but it does bother a lot of gamers these days. Like when you have forcefully given a certain character, you won't see that person in that situation. So I know all the listeners will figure it out what I mean. So recent releases by Ubisoft also suffered through the same thing, and now we can see how the Ubisoft is suffering from the consequences of the choices they made recently. And if it's organic and natural, it's good. GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, and GTA 5 too had that very organic and natural feel to all the characters in the story we had. And yeah, I hope it's not nothing forceful since it's 2026, so it can be there, but I hope it's not there. So yeah, that was my final thing I won't like to have in the GTA 6. Do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much neutral when it comes to this. I don't really care about all this. So I'm more of a music and lore heavy kind of guy. I've been playing indies since like decades, so I care more about the artistic nature of it rather than whatever this means for the game. But yeah, so I have a final point to add before we wrap this up. I looking at the two trailers, I noticed a lot of real life cringy meme references, especially related to Florida, because everything stupid happens in Florida. That's the meme that's been circulating since the past decade, right? Florida man does this, Florida man
Hmm.
does that. Florida man wrestles an alligator, and Florida man runs from the cops naked. And
Yeah.
there's this Florida Joker guy too, which they referenced in their trailer, and that had a
Mm.
whole controversy around it where that guy was asking Rockstar for money and
Money.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the trailers were pretty meme heavy, and you had a lot of smartphone recording stuff going around, like Insta Reels and TikTok Shorts or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
I get that they're trying to add all of this in the game, but I don't really want the entire game to be full of this, man. As an Easter egg or two, it's fine. I mean, a funny Easter egg or whatever. If it's done in moderation, sure, go ahead. But I don't want like half the game side content to be just Florida real life memes. And even if they did that, it's been in development what for a decade now. And memes have shelf lives, man. They get obsolete real fast. I mean, if they have a meme reference from 2015, like, is it really relevant right now?
Yeah.
So, and who's gonna
It
Google
won't make
a
sense in
dec
26. Mhm.
yeah, how many people are going to Google that decade-old meme? I mean, sure, it will get some traction in the beginning, but like like Lamar's video got quite a lot of traction, right? The Lamar meme. It's called the Franklin's haircut meme. So even after a decade of GTA 5's release, it got a lot of traction. So I just hope they do not pander to the TikTok crowd a lot, man. I mean, that's probably the lowest common denominator. But maybe that's their golden goose. Who knows? We'll find out in November. Yeah. Do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, I do agree about the things based on the memes and things we see online. I mean, there will be a lot of memes. We know from the trailers, as you mentioned, all the Florida stuff we saw in the trailers. But I think they will also make sure all the international buyers will get the things that are relevant to them rather than just sticking to memes based in Florida. I mean, that will be part of a game, but not a very, very big part of the game. I mean, according to me. And Rockstar is good at writing the stuff that's relevant according to the time. So I hope, as you said, it's not full of memes and TikTok culture in it.
So yeah, that was it for this week's episode. Can't wait for GTA 6. Praying for no more delays. Yeah. See ya. Goodbye.